Let's see here. We flip this shit on right here. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Watch me fumble around on this damn phone for a minute trying to flip up the Wi-Fi. There we go. I'm trying to flip the Wi-Fi up. It ain't working for me. Damn it. There we go. Come on. Trying to turn this Wi-Fi on so that we've got a better signal here. We're going to do the THC podcast live today from the new office. Check it out, man. I got furniture and shit in here. It's actually all exciting. Pretty excited about all of this shit. I'll take all of that shit. So as I get you guys set up, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've done a YouTube live video, Ryan. It's actually funny that you say that because it has been a long ass time. So it looks like we're all set up now in here, and I think maybe what we can do is actually put this over here like, yeah, there we go. See, now you get a little bit of action, and my camera guy should be here any minute now. He would know how to do this shit correctly. Okay, but hey, that's just part of going live. We're taking our time to do this shit live instead of behind the scenes, but you're about to see some good stuff. And you ain't gonna be able to read the board very much, but you'll at least see me writing on it while we're doing our episode here. And I want to give a shout out to Apple AirPods. Those things make life a lot easier. So let's go. You ready? Low energy, Robert? You ready over here? All right, I guess that's a yes. He didn't even have enough mustard to even say some shit. All right. Welcome to episode 77 of the Hardcore Closer podcast. I'm so glad you're here. If you're a first timer, be sure to check out previous episodes and do me the biggest favor that I'll ever ask on this show, and that's leave me a review on iTunes. It's as simple as picking up your phone. You're probably listening to this in iTunes right now. Just go on your phone, hit the reviews, and leave me a review. It helps out a ton. See, here's my goal. My goal is to reach 300 million salespeople and be given the opportunity to change their lives. And the only way that I can do that is with your help. And one of the things that I ask for your help with is getting to the front and to the top of iTunes. And the way that you do that is through leaving reviews. So I really appreciate you doing that in advance. Here's an example right here. It says, "The shit," with 5 stars. And it's Steve Brown, 1234. He says, "Rock this podcast. Every day it's the real deal. Apple needs to play the motherfucker. Pay the motherfucker." See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Apple does need to pay me. Apple, if you're out there and you're listening, pay me, damn it. All right. So here's the thing, though. Reviews go a long ways with me. And you can read you can write a sales pitch in a 5-star review, and I'll read your sales pitch on the air. I'm cool like that. I want you to win. So just leave a review. Maybe your sales pitch will be picked up. We pitched a lot of people's businesses on here. That's how we roll. So also, there's at least 76 other episodes of the Hardcore Podcast. And you can go and see all the replays at closerpodcast.com. That's closerpodcast.com. Today's episode, we're going to talk about 5, because that's our magic number here on the show. We're going to be talking about 5 ways to close B2B sales with CEOs, right? So that's what I want you to be thinking about. We're going to talk B2B with CEOs. That's what I'm talking about, everybody. Now, before we get into that, there's something I'd like to address. I usually take this time to sell you something, and I'm going to sell you something today, too. I'm going to sell you on changing your mind when it comes to sales. And even if you're not a B2B salesperson, this is still going to benefit you. But here's what I want you to think about. I've seen a lot of people lately in our Sales Talk with Sales Pro group and in our on the YouTube videos, and I don't really pay much mind to people with negative reviews. But people say that, you know, this show, I sell too much. I've heard people say this guy the whole time spent pitching his business for the first 10 minutes of the show. And hello, this is a sales podcast. Like, how can I teach you to sell if I don't confidently sell from this platform? Right? You should not only learn from the show, you should watch the persistence with which I sell. You should watch the clarity and focus with which I run every one of these episodes, and then put that into your business, first of all. Second of all, I've got to pay bills somehow. Right? I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my ass. I don't have a rich uncle who died and left me his cocaine money inheritance. I don't have any of that stuff. I left jail in 2008 with $25 to my name. This is one of the ways that I pay my bills, is I pitch some of the things that we do to change lives on this show. And it's not a lot of people complaining about it, but I've seen like maybe 10. And it's enough to where I think You know, two things I want to share with you. If you don't like the fact that I sell on this show, sales probably isn't for you. Because if you have a negative feeling about sales, then you probably translate that when you're on the sales floor too, and your prospects can feel it. I would guess that you're failing. And the second thing is, you can always push the motherfucking fast forward button, right? You know that this shit is like, we're just doing it live on YouTube, so you got to suffer through this. All 11 of you, right? You got to suffer. There's like, I give no warning. I just showed up on YouTube. I'm surprised there's even 11 people watching this. It's the first time we've ever done this, but there's like a fast forward button on SoundCloud, Stitcher. There's a fast forward button on Libsyn. There's a fast forward button on iTunes. If you don't like the motherfucking sales pitch, fast forward through that shit, but I'm telling you, there's a lot to be learned from it. And so I have you consider that. That being said, if you would like to spend your time creating sales funnels and learning the ultimate way to close sales without talking to prospects, then I would urge you to go sign up and learn our material over at breakfreeacademy.com/entourage. And I do want to take a minute to pitch something that's serious that I'm about to drop on you guys. Let me give this episode, this show, this audience, the people listening to this, the first inside look to this ever. I see a hole in the marketplace. I see a need that needs to be filled. And I see an entire industry rising up in front of us that doesn't even have salespeople attached to it. But here's what I do know. I'm a part of that industry, and once I attached to my sales philosophy to our business, we went to 7 figures quickly. This year we'll do multiple, we're not sure which one, of 7 figures. And it's because I've added salespeople into this process called internet marketing. And so I've got something coming soon where I'm going to show you, the salesperson, how you can step away from that 9-to-5 job behind the office and still make 6 figures, maybe even 7 if you're good a year. I'm going to show you how to stop doing paperwork, how to stop having to have a license, how to stop all these things that are annoying as a sales job. I've found the ultimate sales industry for us. I've found the ultimate thing to sell for us. And I'm putting together a program to where I can show you through this webinar this whole infinite industry that's going to be around for at least the next 10 years, and how you can sell and contract what it is that you sell out. It is literally a gold mine, and I'm going to be talking about that soon. So just like stay tuned to what we're doing in the sales talk group and everything else. I believe after all these years I have uncovered the perfect sales job. All right, let's talk about 5 ways to close B2B sales with CEOs. Lots of what are those acronyms today, right? Isn't that what the word is? And so here's the thing. A CEO doesn't care about a salesman unless that salesman is working for him. Get that through your mind. The only salespeople, well, it's different because I have clients that are salespeople, but really the only salespeople I care about in my business are the salespeople who work for me. Those are the people that I'm responsible for. Those are the people that I care about. And so like yesterday, the Staples lady came in here twice. She was wanting to sell me office supplies because we just bought like $50,000 worth of furniture and we just moved in here, and I guess they have a list that they get from people and all that good stuff. And so the Staples lady came here twice, and both times to pitch me, and I never let her in my office because I'm busy. I have a full day of shit to do. And I don't care about a salesperson when it comes to soliciting me at the door or calling me through the phone. That's not my interest. And I am a CEO. I started off as a salesman. If you watched our video last week, I've scaled now to becoming a CEO. It's weird how it happened, but here we are. But I'm going to teach you how to get in front of the CEO. I'm going to teach you how to close the CEO, and I'm going to teach you how a CEO thinks. You see, in my business, I'm pitched about 50 times a day. That's probably an underestimate, but at least 50 times a day. I can imagine being the CEO of Clorox or Procter & Gamble, or, you know, Google's upstairs from us. Obviously, it's not where Eric Schmidt works, but Google's upstairs from us and a few other places. And I couldn't imagine the amount of pitches they hear on a daily basis. And I couldn't imagine the amount of resent. I love salespeople, but I couldn't imagine the amount of resent that these guys probably have for salespeople because they're having to hear from them all the time. And so it becomes this point, like any other painful thing, that's like when they're like, hey, another salesperson's here, the CEO starts to drown that out. And what they're not looking for is another salesperson, because oftentimes the pain of, let's say you sell business insurance, the pain of doing the paperwork to switch over the business work is less than the reward of saving a few dollars. And so CEOs, we have this for salespeople, this thing, we don't want them around us. And they're a distraction. But here's what CEOs pay for, and what CEOs get involved with, and what a CEO appreciates, and that's a consultant. Someone that's not trying to sell them something, someone that's trying to enhance their company's efficiency, their earnings, whatever the case is. And so I want you to think about this switch. Instead of going in imagining how you can pitch the CEO, go in and imagine how you can benefit the company, not necessarily your product. Your product most likely is just the bridge which you have to cross in order to get what they want, right? So you've got the CEO is right here. Okay, let me see if you can get this over here. So you got the CEO right here, and he has this problem, right? Well, there's this solution on the other side, which makes the CEO happy, right? And so they've got this problem. There's a solution on the other side. I hope my phone doesn't die. Ain't that a bitch? And we've got this CEO's got the problem over here. He's got the solution on this side. Your service or product is often that bridge. Now, if you can't see this, if you listen to this on iTunes, I'm just drawing some shit out on the whiteboard. You can check it out on YouTube or at closerpodcast.com. But you've got this problem, so you have to uncover this problem. And your service is the problem solver to get, like, your service is just the mechanism that solves this problem. So when you show up for a CEO, you have to, focus on their bottom line. What is the results over here? So they have this result. It might be happy workers. It might be more money. It might be happier clients. It might be all sorts of different things. But see, a lot of salespeople, they just show up fully educated about their product, fully knowledgeable about what it is that they do and sell, but they know nothing about the CEO, and the CEO doesn't care about you. The CEO doesn't care about what you sell. What the CEO cares about is the bottom line of that company, because oftentimes they're responsible to the shareholders to make sure that the bottom line of that company is profit. In the black, ladies and gentlemen. So when you go in with your sales pitch needs to be based around helping their company. It needs to be based around their bottom line. And so you got to do a little bit of research. And people say, well, sales is a numbers game. I'd rather use the numbers. I'd rather make 5 calls and close all 5 and have done my research and done my studying than make 500 phone calls to close 5. That's just me. But I'm going to focus on the bottom line. I'm going to look somebody up on LinkedIn. I'm going to Google somebody's company. I'm going to read the About section. I'm going to read all the press releases about them. I'm going to get to know everything about the president or the CEO of that company that I'm reaching out to. Because listen, if you're in B2B sales, like, sales isn't just one dimension. It's not just one transaction, right? Sales, if you're doing business B2B, there's obviously going to be a reorder period. They're going to need more. They're going to grow and scale their business with your service. They're going to need more. If their business is continuing to grow, they're going to be able to invest more. They're going to be able to buy more. They're going to be able to use more of your stuff, whatever it is that you sell. So your service needs to be the focus on their bottom line. Number 2, let me just take one step back, sorry. When you go into that meeting, when you get on that email, when you get on that phone call, whatever it is, your whole focus needs to be to enhance that company, right? Focus on their bottom line. Not just financially, but in everywhere. Happy customers, happy clients, happy customers, happy employees, happy C-level executives, happy management, lower margins, bigger product. Like, you need to figure out how you can across the board. Then number 2, you need to uncover their struggle. Now, when I say uncover their struggle, the only way that you can do that is by asking questions. Now, you can arm yourself going into the situation. You can say, well, you know, I know most CEOs, when it comes to buying my product, they struggle with this, this, and this. And so you can have a good idea. I know when most people show up in my world, they have a problem where they need more leads, or they need to figure out some way to automate things where they can get more time. And so my job is to ask the right questions to uncover their struggle. So when I know what their struggle is, I can obviously at least use my expertise to try to find a solution for them. Oh, you're struggling with lack of leads. Well, here's what we can do. We can put some funnels in place. We can put some magic words on them, maybe a couple videos, and then what happens next, we'll run traffic to it, and you'll start seeing leads come in to where you get more opportunities to sell people stuff. Right? That's what I'm looking for. When I go into a conversation with somebody, I'm focused on their bottom line, period. How much more money do you want to make? It's like it's the number one question I ask every one of my clients. Well, how much more money do you want? Their bottom line. Number two is like, well, what's keeping you from doing that? I start asking those questions to uncover that struggle. So what I would recommend you doing today after you watch this video or listen to this podcast is go write down some power questions that will help you uncover their struggle. Go into and memorize those questions. Go into the next meeting armed with those questions to ask them to draw that struggle out of them so that you can, number three, sell the solution. Right? This is what we're selling over here. This is where your commission checks come in. On this side where the prospect is happy. Your service is simply the bridge. If you're a real estate agent, let's just make an example. If you're a real estate agent, right? All your service is overlooking the paperwork is a bridge for them getting the house. They don't want you, they want the house. And really they don't want the house, they want the lifestyle, the location, and the status within the community. If you're a mortgage officer, they for sure don't want a mortgage. Nobody wants a mortgage. Mark my words, no one wants a mortgage. They want a house or a lifestyle, like I explained earlier. If you are in insurance, same things apply. If you sell a car, nobody wants a car salesperson. You know what they want? They want blowjobs and Lamborghinis. I've said this on episodes before. Pay attention, folks. If it's your first time here, we're going to throw zingers at you like that. So we're going to sell the solution. So if you know that the CEO, if you uncover their struggle, then you sell the solution to that. Now, sure, part of that may be your product, but if you approach them with the consultative approach, like what I'm talking about, where you're a person that's a consultant to them, a mentor, an added value, then you sell the solution and your product is just a piece of the puzzle to come together to solve that problem. You know, when people come to me, I don't get them all hyped up about funnels and Facebook ads. And this is probably one of my downfalls. One of my downfalls is I'm such a good salesperson that I've spent my whole life trying to sell a worst case scenario. I'm just going to fucking admit it right here on the air for the first time. I could be a much better salesperson, but I prefer to sell worst case scenario. When you sell worst case scenario, you lose a lot of people because I've removed all the rainbows and sunshine shit. But I've always sold on worst case scenario. It's just been what's right to me. And so when someone comes to me, I don't sell them on funnels. I don't sell them on Facebook ads and all this stuff. I sell them on, okay, so what are you going to do when you get this money? I want to pay for my kids' tuition, vacation in Tahiti. Awesome. So let's talk about vacationing in Tahiti. You surf? See, the solution they want is time off to get away to go do their thing. And I'm going to offer them that. Okay? Number 4 is you got to follow up, man. You're not going to one call close the CEO. Now, I'm sure there's a few of you out there right now and you're like, bro, I be one call closing CEOs all the time, man. It's my thing. I got this shit. That's what I do, man. That's cool. But most CEOs, especially one of a major corporation, they're busy. And the follow-up is not because you're a bad salesperson or that you didn't one call close them. The follow-up is just simply to remind them to do what they need to do. You see, as a CEO myself, I know that I'm busy. There's often times where I mean to do things and I forget to do it. Yesterday, I meant to fill out 4 different sets of paperwork and I forgot about all of it. I meant to do it. It was in my heart and my goal to do it. I just didn't do it. And I'll be lucky if I remember today. So it takes follow-up, not because you're a bad salesperson, but because the CEO is a busy person, you got to stay at the front of his mind. Most salespeople are scared to follow up. Here's why. Because they haven't earned it. They're like, I'm annoying this guy. You know, I'm over here being this annoyance. He doesn't want me to follow up. You know, I'm going to follow up. What I'm going to do? You going to buy my stuff or what, bud? You going to buy my stuff or what? Hey, Jim, I've been trying to take you to coffee all week. The follow-up has to come from that consultative approach like we're talking about, right? The follow-up, what happens is you step into the follow-up, it needs to be like, hey, here's something else that might help you make a decision. Boom, here's something else that might help you make a decision. Here's something else that might make you a decision, which brings us to the 5th point. Give them what they like. Hey, Instead of asking them for coffee, if you're going to do a $10,000 deal with the CEO, invite them to the Dallas Cowboy game. For those of you who don't like the Dallas Cowboys, invite them to whatever team that he likes or she likes. Not whatever team you like, whatever team he or she, the CEO, likes. Go buy tickets to that shit. Good ones. Don't be a cheap ass. If you're going to make a big commission off somebody, give them what they like. Any jerk off can say, hey, let's go have coffee at Starbucks. There's a fucking Starbucks on every corner around here. There's one in our building. There's two in our building. Any fucking jerk off can go have Starbucks. When people hit me up, they're like, do you want to have coffee? No, motherfucker. Coffee's everywhere. It's 140 degrees in Texas right now. Do I look like I want some motherfucking coffee? I want some goddamn iced tea. That's the fuck I want. You know, research doing, no social recon searching motherfucker. Just saying. Instead, you might offer me some tickets to the Cowboys. I'll probably go watch that shit, you know, or some tickets to the Mavericks. I'll probably go with you. People hit me up all the time. They're like, hey man, you want to go have a Kettle One and soda and a steak dinner? Like, fuck yeah, I usually do. You know? That's how you get my attention. I'm a CEO. You give me what I like. I don't like coffee. And so if you hit me up for coffee, the answer is 100% of the time going to be no. I don't drink coffee. This is not my thing. And, you know, and it's just like I know the old adage, coffee's for closers. Like, I just don't drink it. This is not my thing. It's like make your breath smell bad and all that other shit and give you like parchment. I just don't fucking like it, man. Plus, I smoke weed. I like to chill out. Coffee gets me all hyped up. Fuck me up like I'm on X and Coke and heroin at the same time. I'm not into speedballing, so I just fucking leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. If you offer the CEO what they like, if they have a favorite sports team, a favorite college team, if they've got, like, there's something that they're into, if they're into longboarding, wakeboarding, wake surfing, skiing, like we've taken CEOs out on Travis Plum's boat before. It's like, oh man, you like going, you want to try wake surfing? Oh yeah, dude, we'll take you out there. We took 4 or 5 CEOs out on the boat. It's something they were interested in doing. You know, we got their business because we give them what they like. We didn't ask them for coffee or breakfast or lunch. I could buy my own lunch. I got a hot ass wife and she brings me lunch if I need it. You think I want to fucking eat lunch with some sales guy? No. To pitch me something, no. I like to meet with successful salespeople, but not just to hear a sales pitch. I got people that work with me that'll bring me lunch. Yesterday, one of my clients, Kenneth Travis, he sent lunch to us. We didn't even ask him. He just had lunch sent to us. Thank you for that, Kenneth. That's how you know you're doing a good job, is right when your clients buy your lunch for you from 400 miles away or wherever the hell he lives. And so I want you to think about this. You give the CEO what they want. Find out what they're into. Them motherfuckers could be into flying kites, man. You better go to Walmart and get you one of the Batman plastic kites you used to have when you was a kid and learn how to run with that motherfucker till it jumps up in the air, right? You got to be able to operate. See, so many people make the mistake. Let's take salespeople off the thing. So many people in life make the mistake when it comes to communicating with a significant other, like whoever that significant other is, whether it be a spouse, a friend, a confidant, a coworker, an employer, or a prospect. Like they make the mistake of making it about them, right? Making it about you. You make the conversation and everything about you. And the problem is that if you want to be if you want to have good friends, if you want to have good relationships, you've got to be a great friend, which in the definition of a great friend is someone who cares about someone else. In order to demonstrate the fact that you care about someone else, you got to do a little research. You got to listen to them. You got to understand their situation to where you want to demonstrate to them that you care, so that's what builds that empathy. And there's only 2 things that close sales. That's empathy and confidence. If they know that you understand their situation and they know that you're confident about your problem being the bridge or your service being the bridge to solving their problem, they will do business with you. But if you don't know their problem, if you don't take the time to uncover their problem, if you don't take the time to garner that empathy, if you don't do what it takes to find out what they're into and you make it all about you, your company, your product, your service, you will fucking fail. And then you might be doing pretty good right now because you've got some natural finesse, but imagine when you take that natural finesse and you give this to it, then it puts it on steroids. So number 1, focus on their bottom line. Make it about their profit, not yours. If you go in and you start talking about your commission and how big a deal this is and all that shit, they're going to get in your motherfucking pocket quicker than you're going to get in theirs. You focus on their bottom line, how this stuff enhances what it is that they have already going for them. That's where the money's made. Number 2, ask the questions to uncover the struggle. If you don't know what their problem is, you can't offer them a real live solution. right? If you don't know, if you don't uncover what that struggle is, how do you know what this happy character looks like at the end? If you don't know what this unhappy person, you know, somebody might be busy making millions of dollars and you think that's a good thing and they want to fucking spend time with their family, but you didn't listen to them to find that out, so you blew the sale. Number 3, sell the solution, not the product. Nobody gives a shit about your mortgage, your real estate, the cars that you have on your lot, your coaching program, your consulting program, all these digital library of videos and membership site, or how much money you make. They care about the solution to their problem. Once you sell that solution, that's where the big money comes in. Number 4, follow up. CEOs need to be reminded it's not a reflection of you being a bad salesperson or anything like that. CEOs are busy people, and you're going to have to remind them a few times, especially if there's a lot of paperwork involved. And number 5, give them what they want. Take them steak and Kettle One. Take them out to the Rangers game. Take them out to the Cowboys game. Like, whatever that stuff is, like, you need to make sure that you are offering them something. Like, don't offer them coffee. Don't offer them breakfast at the donut house or a bagel, or stop by the office with donuts. Motherfuckers already done that shit. Get creative. Get caring. Figure out what they want. Get creative and deliver that shit. So really quick thing I want to shout out right now. You can get a copy of my, where's that? Hold on. You know what? I bet your ass that I don't even have one in here, because we just moved all this new furniture. I'm looking through for the people watching on YouTube out there, but it ain't gonna happen, Captain. So you can get a paperback copy of my best-selling book, Elevator to the Top, by going over to elevatortothetop.com. That's elevatortothetop.com. It's absolutely free. If you're in the real estate, the mortgage, or the insurance business, go sign your clients up and give them a free alarm at yourfreealarm.com. And lastly, join our mastermind at breakfreeacademy.com/entourage. I'm out of here. Make sure you check closerpodcast.com for the replays of all the episodes. Leave us a review, and I'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe.